So this is going to be a different video from the videos that I usually make. I'm going to be showing you guys the new game that's currently being made by the producers of the Stick War series. This is Mini Legends, a mobile strategy game. This game is currently in open alpha, meaning you are able to download it. I don't think it's available for everyone, so if you try to download the game and you find you can't, it's unfortunate for you, but it means that it's just not ready for you. But as for the most part, I was told that this is open alpha, currently still under production, so there's going to be all kinds of glitches and all this kind of mess, but it's going to be fixed. So this game has been in development for a very long time, like years now, and it's made fantastic progress. I did try this game before in the early development days, but that's when the game had almost no features, and it was incredibly buggy, and it crashed consistently. So, long time went by, about a few months, close to a year, and here I am again. I decided to give this game another try, and I found that I really enjoyed it. It's a very fun game to play, so I'm going to be basically introducing this game and hopefully getting you guys into downloading it. And of course, by you guys, I mean the two people that actually watch me, which, sucks. But anyway, so here we are in the main lobby. When you first download the game and you go into it, you will have to create a username, and that will create your profile. And so here we are in the main lobby, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of things right here. And if you're a first timer coming to the game, it can be very confusing for you to understand where to go. Believe me, it's happened to me before. When I first came back to the game, I had no idea what I was doing or no idea where to go. But now that I have a general understanding of the game, I'm going to introduce the main lobby here. So right here you have play. That's super obvious, but we're not going to go into a match right now. We're going to look at what's up here. So these 5 buildings here, Dojo, Gym, Sorcery Circle, Mage Tower, and Blacksmith. These 5 buildings right here. These buildings are here for you to train your legends on specific skills and to help level them up and make them more powerful. And each building, I believe, has 2 skills where you can train your legends in. For example, if you wanted to train your legend in Strength, when you go there, you will get a description of the skill, the perks that come with it. In this case, you get health and attack damage. And here we have the amount of gold that it requires to put that legend into training. And I don't know what this TP is. I'm not sure what that is, so I'm going to kind of ignore that. And when you put that legend in training, I would do it, but I think it's going to take a long time to do. Like about 2 to 3 minutes, and I don't intend on being in the lobby for that long. But when you do put a legend into training, you'll have to wait a certain amount of time. And the higher you level your legends up, the more time it takes for that skill to come in. And also, if you only have 5 legends and you try to go into a game when you have 1 or 2 in training, you won't be able to play the game until that legend is finished training. But I do believe if you have more than 5 legends, then it's fine, because you can replace that legend in training with a legend that's not in training, obviously. So I do believe that's an easy problem to fix. If you have 6 legends, you should be good, as long as you're only training 1 legend at a time. So now I'm going to talk about getting more legends. How can you get more legends? Well, that is where the market is introduced. So you come to the market and you have 3 places to go. The one on the far left so far has nothing. We're not able to access it, but I'm pretty sure the developers will put something there. On the right side is skins for your legends. They cost gold. There you go. You can pick your legend and pick the skin. Simple as that. The area where you can get more legends is the middle here. So you tap on it, you can see we have this area you can recruit legends. And just to know, I have to get this planter right here. planter. We're going to play a game. So the way you can purchase legend is the purple icon up there. I don't know what it's called because, again, I'm still learning this game. So forgive me for that. I don't know what it's called. But that is what you use to purchase legends. You don't need gold. You don't need a high number of gems. It's as simple as you play a game, you win a game, you get some of these points to purchase legends. So when we win a game here, I'm definitely going to be going for this planter because I just want that legend. It's awesome. I've seen them battle before. It's perfect. So that's where you can recruit new legends, and you can see you do have to wait a certain time period before new legends will come, and you can skip them. But the higher the time is, the more expensive it is to skip that time. So it's best waiting until the time limit lowers so it's cheaper for you to skip it. But I don't need to do that, so I don't even have enough to skip. So that's where you can recruit legends, the market. And you can collect as many legends as you want. I do believe that the amount of legends that come in is pretty much endless, so you can have lots of fun with that. So now we come a little bit down here. This middle well right here, that's nothing. This here is the news section where the developers post news about the game. And this here is the social hall where you can see the online players and chat with them. And we got the best player in the game online right now, Valhalix. He's actually very, very good at the game. Like one of the best players in Mini Legends, in my opinion. Like, you know, very good player. Hope he's doing well. So anyway, we leave the social hall. Now we come over here. Right here is the leaderboard, and I'm not going to show that. Right here is where your profile is set up. And that's my name right there because, you know, I decided to choose that username. Who cares? So right here is where you can link your device, and I haven't exactly used that 100%, but I'm pretty sure, you know, you can link your account to the device, something like that, kind of like a cloud save maybe, but I don't know. But if you're in a situation like me where I'm recording this game and it consumes a lot of, you know, it takes a lot for my device to run, it is best for you if you have a low performing device to uncheck these options right here. It will improve your gameplay. You just won't have high quality effects, high quality textures, you know, that kind of stuff. And right here is where you have the Champion Hall. The Champion Hall is where you can get another view of your legends, and you can tap on them, you can view their stats. But what's unique about the Champion Hall is legend spells. So I'm gonna talk about that. So if I'm gonna go to any legend, we'll go to the Cannoneer, and if we tap on this icon at the bottom left corner, these are legend spells, and they are custom spells that you can take into a game, and you can put them on any legend. You can only have one at a time, but there is no specific guide on what legend to put on what spell. It is 100% for preference. You have Sprint, Heal, and Blink. And I didn't even know that Heal and Blink existed. I thought the only legend spell was Sprint, but when I came to the Champion Hall and I saw you can change a spell, I was like, amazing. So here is where you can do whatever you want. You can put all of your legends on the heal spell if you want. Now granted, that's probably not the best idea in terms of strategizing, but it is possible. You can put any legend spell on any legend and it will work out for you very well. And what's also good is these spells don't cost mana, and we'll get about mana once we go into a match. But anyway, I think it's about time to go past that point. That is a general overview of the lobby. So to recap, these 5 buildings right here, they are where you can train your legends to level them up. You have the market where you can purchase skins and also get new legends. You get the news, social hall where you can chat with online players. You can access your profile over here, Champion Hall, and view the leaderboard. Now it's about time that we go into an actual match. So when you go here, you have the option to single player, play against the AI, or multiplayer to go into ranked and play against actual players. And we will not be doing that. We will be playing against the AI because it's going to be very hard for me to introduce gameplay and talk in play at the same time. Like, talk about what's going on, show basics of what's going on, and also trying to actually play the game. It's going to be super difficult for me, so definitely not playing a ranked game. That's just way too far. So we're going to go into single player, and we're going to play normal. And now we're at this area where you can select your legends. So you can tap on them, and if you have more than 5 legends, you can pick whatever legends you want to go into battle. And of course, you can only have 5 legends max. So say I wanted maybe 2 healers. Well, I can click on any guy, whatever one, like say the ninja, and I can replace the ninja with the second healer. Now, I'm not going to do that. I think what I currently have is what is best to take into battle right now. Now, let's talk about these positions right here. There are 4 positions where you can put your legends if you're not directly user controlling them. And you have top of the map, jungle, middle of the map, and bottom of the map. And again, when you're in game, you can put your legends wherever you want if you're not directly user controlling them. And of course, this way you have to use strategy to, know where to put your legends where. So let's go ahead and go into a game here, and I'm going to talk about legend controls in a deeper perspective, and then we're going to go into upgrades and abilities. Before we do that, let's do an overview on how the map looks. So here we are in game. This right here is your main base. This big structure here is what you're trying to protect and make sure it doesn't get taken down. Now, installed in areas of the map are these units right here, and these are called towers, and towers are super important. They're big, they're obvious barricades that stop the enemy from, automatically attacking your base, and these towers can be destroyed. And if you lose these towers, if you start losing towers, doesn't matter how many you lose, if you even lose 1 tower, you're at a pretty bad disadvantage. So it's important that you strategize and you protect these towers as much as you can, while also you want to make sure that you destroy your enemy's towers, because the more enemy towers you destroy, the better off you're going to be in the game. And I already lost a legend. That sucks, but you can see right here, we've already done some damage to this enemy tower here. Now, what you saw previously were some little goblin-looking guys coming out. They're basically minions or monsters or whatever, and they are purely for, just tiny support. But these guys are actually very good at attacking towers. That's their main goal. They'll sometimes fight legends, but their main goal is fighting each other and taking down towers, and they do a significant amount of damage to them, as you can see here. And we've already taken an enemy tower at the bottom of the map, which is sweet. So I talked about that. Now we're going to talk about the jungle here. The jungle is a pretty decent place to gain gold. So when you start a game, you will have a legend that automatically positions the jungle, and in my case, it's the blue ninja. Now you're noticing in the jungle here, there's these weird looking creatures that are kind of chilling, not doing anything, but you're noticing that the ninja is attacking them. Well, that's how you gain gold. If you want to gain large amounts of gold and to farm a bunch of gold, then have a legend in the jungle just attacking these monsters and taking them out, and you will gain a lot of gold from them. And it's also a very good way to level your legends up. They're going to be consistently fighting something and getting more and more powerful each time. You can see the ninja's already level 5, and I haven't even upgraded him yet. I don't even have him in battle right now. So I'd say when a legend is in the jungle, they're not really going to be focusing on fighting enemies or taking on enemy towers. Though, if an enemy legend is close and they see they're able to attack them, they will. But again, this is all they will do is attack these monsters, which do very low amounts of damage to you. And when you kill them, you get lots of gold. So that's the jungle. But before we move on, I'm going to talk about this dragon right here that we just passed by. So this dragon is also kind of like neutral. He kind of just chills right there. However, if you attack him and if you take his health down, he will kind of fight on your side. I've done it once, and he attacked enemy towers until he was eventually killed. But this guy has a ton of health, but you can eventually overpower this dragon and take him down. Until then, he would just kind of sit here and chill. So moving on from the jungle, I'm now going to talk about legend control. So on the right side right here is the images of your legends, and when you tap on them, that you will have the camera that automatically follows them, but you can also user control them. And by doing that, you can either tap on them, or you can double tap the picture icon, and that will select them, and obviously it will show your name. And when you're user controlling, you do extra damage. It's just like controlling user controlling units in Stick World Legacy. And this wasn't actually a thing, but the developers did add it. Not recently, but they did add it, which is very nice. It's very fun to user control. So let's talk about legend controls. Now, up towards the top, underneath the picture, you can see there's this set of 3 arrows. This is the positioning that I was talking about earlier. And when you tap on that, you can have your legend do 5 things here. You can have them, right now I have the giant set to top of the map, but you can change that by just tapping on whatever. So say I want him to move to mid, he will kind of cut through the jungle here, and he will move to the middle of the map, and that's where he will prioritize his attacking. But in addition to that, there's also this defend button right here. So what the defend button does, it will send a legend back to your base, and they will stay in the base, and they will not leave this area. They will prioritize in defending your tower and making sure it doesn't get taken down. But we don't need to defend because we're doing fine, so I'm going to send him back to mid. Now, right next to the positioning, there's this right here. Now, I'm still not really sure what this does. I want to say that it's additional controls for your legends, but it could be something entirely different. I don't know. So until I get more information about this, these are going to kind of remain a mystery. So that covers legend control. Now we're going to go into upgrades and abilities because we're almost at 7,000 gold. And I tried to keep him alive there, but it didn't happen. But you can see we're at 7,000 gold and we need to start spending stuff. So it's time to start buying some upgrades. Also, quick cover here. When a legend dies, they will come back to life, but you obviously will have to wait. That's pretty obvious. So let's talk about legend upgrades. So right here, when you tap on a legend, you can tap on the shop. And also, when you're upgrading your legends in the shop, you cannot user control them. Just keep that in mind. So you have 6 different categories where you can make upgrades or select abilities, whatever the case may be. However, up at the star, you have 4 starting items, and below it, recommended items. I found this to be very helpful because when I first started, I came to something like this, and I'm like, holy crap, what can I upgrade my legend with? Like, is there a specific upgrade to level him up where he's going to be powerful? Well, these 4 recommended items are perfect for that. So we're going to build, let's build this right here, the Shatterment Shill. I'm not even going to try pronouncing that, but yeah, it is very hard pronouncing the names in this game. Not trying to be funny. I'm not even sure if that was funny, but still, it's hard. So we're going to go for this weapon right here. You can see it's 25 armor penetration and 25 damage. Basic attack slows the enemy movement speed by 30% for 1.5 seconds. So you tap on an upgrade and you get a nice description on how that upgrade works. But notice how we can't just buy this right away. I mean, we can, but it's not going to be as powerful, I don't think, because at the bottom you can see there's a required tab, and there's three I can't, it's hard to focus because we're kind of losing a lot of legends right now, but
you have taken an enemy tower.
God, I'm getting distracted. Okay, we can't build this weapon right now because you can see we need 3 items in order to do this, and based on the picture icons, that's where you want to go. So we need a yellow scroll and this right here, the lead rod. And also, it is going to take you some time to memorize how to make your upgrades. So you can see when I tapped on those two items, they popped up at the top next to the picture, and that's basically your inventory slots. And you can only have a max of 4 items in your inventory, so you may have to do some tweaking here and there to you know, get the best understanding of it.
Your team has slain an enemy.
So what we need on top of these, and I'm going to go back and look, we're going for this weapon right here. We need this right here, the axe haft. And that's also really annoying. I try to buy something in a deselect. It's super annoying doing that. But anyway, you can see also, when you buy an item, that item will not come into effect until your legend levels up and returns to the base. So another thing to keep in mind. But you can see, we now have the 3 required items to get this weapon. So now we tap buy. And there we go. We now have this right here. 25 armor penetration, 25 damage, and basic attack, slow enemy movement speed. But you can move on from there. So let's go for this right here, the Katana of Capture. Now, it's not a recommended item, I don't think. It's not a recommended item, but you can still get your legends to do a lot of damage without it. So I'm going to move this ninja to middle, by the way, because I want him to finally actually fight the enemy legends, because we're going to upgrade him to tons of damage. So, the Katana of Capture, 20% lifesteal, 60% damage. How do you build this right here? Well, what we need is this right here, which is the Annihilation Glaive. And notice, with the Annihilation Glaive, we also need to build that up. And that requires the sword handle and 2 steel rods. And how do I know this, by the way? Well, it's literally just looking at the picture of the item. And again, it's going to take some time to memorize. So if we look at the Annihilation Glaive, you can see the pictures of 2 steel rods and a sword handle. Well, we finally have those items, so we can tap on the Annihilation Glaive, and now we have it. So now that we have the Annihilation Glaive, we can finish getting what we need to get the Katana of Capture. And that requires a steel rod and a silver rod. So now we have those 2 items, and 2200, the Katana of Capture is ours. Now, I'm still experimenting with this, but we're down to 2 inventory slots. And what's very interesting to me is, let's go for the butterfly sword. You can see that requires 2 of these rods right here, the bronze rods, and 1 sword handle. But that's 3 items, and we only have 2 inventory slots. So we can sell this if we want to, but what's interesting is you can still buy an inventory item and not have everything for it. And what I think that means is, it just means that what you get just won't be as powerful. For example, I'm getting 1 bronze rod and the sword handle, even though the butterfly sword requires 2 bronze rods. But you can see we're still able to buy it. So we do have the butterfly sword now, just not as powerful as we want it to be because we don't have the 2nd bronze rod. So what I said before is, when I meant, you can't just buy an item and expect it to work. You can, it just won't be as strong. At least that's what I'm thinking. I had to experiment with it, but I can literally do this. We bought the Katana of Capture without getting any of the required items for it. However, based off of common sense, I'm pretty sure that means it won't be as powerful until we actually get what's required of it. So we're going to sell it, and we're going to get what we need. So first we need the Annihilation Glaive. Now we have that. Then we can go here, Silver Rod, Lead Rod, and now we have the true Katana of Capture. And that's what I'm thinking. We have to experiment with it. But that is the basis of building your upgrades. You have 4 total inventory slots. Okay, so from there, you can upgrade your legends however you want. However, if you're kind of stuck on what to do or what to upgrade your legend for in the beginning, it's a good idea to upgrade your legend based on the recommended items. It will help you out a lot. If you have trouble on exactly where to start with upgrading your legend, the recommended items here, they're a huge help. Believe me, they helped a lot. So that's covered that's covered the basis of upgrades and things like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to win this match, and I'm going to talk about legend abilities. So let's send this guy back, which we should be safe. Also, when your legends are leveling up like this, they can be interrupted by enemy attacks. So if you're trying to get your legend to return to base to heal, or to have a weapon that you upgraded for him kick into effect, you want to get your legend completely out of danger, as safe as you can get your legend away from danger, and then you can upgrade him, because your legend can be killed while trying to level up. They're not invulnerable while trying to do it. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to get some recommended items going for our magician here. The prestidigitation scroll, if I'm not pronouncing that incorrectly, and these other 3 items here. Oh, we just won. That's what we won, actually. So we're gonna go into the game, and I will show off legend abilities. So also here, whenever you win a game or lose a game, you will get rewards for it. But I'm pretty sure if you lose a game, your rewards just won't be as strong. So you get gold, you get gems, or diamonds, usually whatever they are, and you also get legend experience. And you also see if they leveled up or not. Alright, so we're going into a second game here. Now we're going to play on hard. So I'm going to be doing a lot less talking, introducing things, and more into the gameplay itself. But I do want to talk about legend abilities while you're in a game. So each legend has their own unique abilities, and they have a certain amount of mana that you're required to use that, as well as, the amount of range you need to be in to use the ability to do damage to other legends, and just do damage in general. So let's go for the Cannoneer's case. So when you select the Cannoneer, he has 2, here's how it works. Your legend will have 1 or 2 abilities that are specific to them, and they also cost mana. As you can see, for the Cannoneer's 2 abilities unique to him, they each require 25 mana. And also, if you're curious to where your mana is, it's right at the top. Underneath, there's a green bar for your health and the blue bar for mana. That's your mana right there. And you want to make sure that you pay attention to that mana, because if you start running low on mana and it's at a bad time, you will be at a pretty nasty disadvantage. So right now I have used the Cannoneer's ability, which I don't know the exact name for it. It's like Rocket Fire or something like that. But that's one of his abilities right there. It costs 25 mana, and you saw right after I used it, it had a cooldown time. So every time you use a legend's ability, it will have a cooldown time. Some legend abilities recharge very fast, some of them very slow. The Cannoneer's rocket shot ability, or whatever it's called, the missile, I don't know the exact name of it, like I said before. That ability has a very fast cooldown time, and so does his second ability, which is called Rocket Boost. And that basically will shoot your Cannoneer to wherever you need him to. We gotta get out of range of this tower. Also, one note about towers. The longer you stay in a tower attacking it, the more damage it will do to you. And it gets to the point where the amount of damage they do to you is insane. They went up to as high as 400 before, and it even caused me to lose. And that I'm telling you, that really sucked. So enough about towers. I think he's dead. Oh crap. I kind of didn't want that to happen. So let's move on to this guy right here. This is the Magician, and you can see he doesn't have 2 abilities that are unique to him. He only has 1. And that requires 20 mana to use, and we're going to use it here. And it has a cooldown time, obviously. And once that recharges, you're able to use it over and over as long as you have enough mana. Now, the third spell, the third ability is the legend spell that you selected from the Champion Hall. In the Magician's case, it's the Blink ability, where I'll be able to teleport my Magician for a short distance. And his initial ability here, you can see there's the range. And that's what Blink does right there. Teleports your legend away so you can escape. But I think he's dead right here. Yeah, the mage isn't very strong. But that's the basis on legend abilities right there. You have a cooldown time, and you want to make sure that you have enough mana. Now, there are times where you have legends that run out of mana, and I'm going to show you guys what you're supposed to do in that case in just a moment here. Once we kind of gain the upper hand in this battle, but we don't win. You just barely got him out. I'm going to send him back to base as well. Also, to send a legend back to base on your own, it's basically this small blue-looking ability right here. You tap on it, and that sends your legend back. And I believe it used to cost mana, but I think they removed it, which is actually really nice. So, if you're low on mana, there's two options you can do. You can send your legend back to base, or you can buy a mana gem up here, but that actually will also send your legend back to base. So, mana gems, what they do is they take the max amount of mana that you have and increases it by 300. So in the Giant's case, his max mana count is 221, but when I buy this, he's going to go back to base, and it's going to increase to 521. Or 538, actually. And you can increase it even more. We're at 800, 1,000, and 1,400. Like, it's crazy. You can increase it to about 4 times the original amount. However, if you sell these mana gems, they can decrease back down, as you can see here. However, I think an exception to that, which I'm still trying to figure out, is if your legend's like high enough in terms of like upgrade leveling, he should be able to keep his new mana count even if you sell the mana gem. So that's covering that there. So now what we're going to do is just focus on general gameplay. Now, in my case, I'm not exactly too focused on repositioning my legends. I kind of like to keep them where they are, because it kind of helps me out. But there will be situations where you have to move legends to different parts of the map. It's a part of the game. You don't want to keep all your legends in one spot over time. Didn't mean to attack these things. Also, never mind. It's not worth talking about. I gotta get out of here, though. What's also kind of sucks about this is, any projectile shot at you is basically like a heat-seeking missile. It will hit you. There's no avoiding any projectiles that come at you, at least from what I've been experiencing. Like, you can teleport away from a tower projectile, and that tower projectile will still hit you. Same with shots fired by minions, and also from healers as well. I believe they will hit you 100% and you just can't avoid it. So we're just going to focus on getting upgrades for these guys. So we're going to go to the recommended items list, and we're just going to start building. So we'll go for the Game Builder's Ads. That requires a shield, the silver rod, the whatever this is called, the leather gloves, and the butterfly sword. And the butterfly sword also has to be built up. So we go there, we got the butterfly sword now, and we just need the silver rod and something else. This thing right here, the axe haft. Now we buy it, and there we go. Actually, I might have did that wrong. I wasn't going for... Yep, I bought the wrong upgrade. I went for this right here, which I don't even have the base items for. So we're going to have to fix that. What we really need is, on top of the butterfly sword, we need, again, the leather gloves as usual, the axe haft, No, we don't. See, I did it again. We don't need the axe haft. We need the shield and the silver rod. See? Total proof that I'm still learning this game. I am in no means a pro. Not even close to being decent, in fact. So now we have the Gambler's Edge. And on top of that, I'm going to go for, again, it's really up for preference in terms of whatever you want to get. So we'll go for the Katana of Capture on top of that. And that requires the Annihilation Glaive. And after that, the Silver Rod and the Lead Rod again. Sorry, the Steel Rod. I keep confusing these two. It's just like they're similar in color. It's just the Lead Rod's bigger. And they're not really similar in color. So really, it's just me not paying attention. Also, what's really unique about these base items, when you tap on something like this, the Steel Rod or any item, it will show you what weapon it builds, and I find that to be very helpful as well. But now we have the Katana of Capture along with the Gambler's Edge, and we just lost the tower. That's not good, so we gotta step up the game here. I'm going to let my Cannoneer attack faster by going for a weakened version of the Butterfly Sword, and now we're going to take control of them.
Your team has slain an enemy.
Now, in the Mini Legends Discord, there was kind of a little bit of a small debate on the game being a little bit kind of bad, because if you have a high level range legend and you just do this here, it's very easy to win. The Cannoneer can become extremely strong. In fact, strong to the point where he almost can't be killed, especially if you have the right legend spells. For example, using Rocket Jump with Blink is like it's extremely good, because it's good for either retreating from enemies or chasing them back down. And I've repeated myself way too many times there. Also, quick tip with dealing with towers. When you want to have a legend go in and attack towers, you want minions to be in front first, because if you go in and there's minions in front, the tower will attack all of the minions before it focuses on you. And yeah, we gotta get away from this. How did he still hit me? Wow. Alright, so I tried to get away from that there, and we ended up getting hit by their enemy giant. I'm going to Rocket Blast again to make sure the Cannoneer can't hit me again. But we're going to go back in. And here is where... Oh my god, he hit me again here. But we were able to take down that Cannoneer. And here is where we can use Rocket Jump to our advantage, and now we've taken down their giant. So that was a pretty decent example on how Rocket Jump and Blink can help you. However, legend spells, no matter what legend spell you use, it has a cooldown of over 80 seconds. So we won't be able to use Blink for a while. However, Rocket Jump will always be there. So it's really best to use Blink when it's absolutely needed. We might actually die right here. Oh no, we won't. We're too strong for this ninja. In fact, we come back with a kill there. And you can see, we're going in to attack this tower, and we have minions in front to soak up the damage. Because again, the longer you're in the range of a tower, the more damage it will do to you, and it will do an insane amount of damage to you. It's actually unreal. So he puts these guys back into their base to the point where they can't even retreat anywhere. I can go inside their base and kill them. Also, I'm standing where I'm in this current spot, and you're seeing this little bit of an orange circle starting to form. That is when you do this, this is basically an indicator of how close you are to the range of an enemy tower. Or in this case, the enemy base, which we're attacking right now. And if that red circle turns red, it means that you're in direct range and you're going to get hit by it. So we're going to flash out of this, use our rocket attack, and we have them here. And this is what I was meaning, like a melee unit, really hard to get in on a really strong ranged unit. It's kind of like Stick Empires, where you're massing a ton of archers and you're trying to use melee units to take them down, but it's nearly impossible because the ranged units are so strong. That's basically what it is in this case. Like, they haven't even been able to touch me, and we're going to win again here. And there we go, taken down.
Victory.
So that is a basic overview of Mini Legends. Hopefully, I have helped to get some understanding on this game. And really, I say get into it. And it's not even finished being developed yet, which means there's always the potential of even more great content to come. And I'll make sure to cover that as as time continues to go on.